Some people stay calm when everyone around them is panicking. I used to think they were just numb or shy or weak. And then one day, someone disarmed me in a conversation just by not matching my energy. They didn't argue, they didn't react, they just stayed completely still. And I lost, not because I was wrong, because I was loud.
Today, we're talking about that kind of calm. Quiet confidence, the kind of strength that doesn't announce itself, but somehow changes the whole energy of a room.
By the end of this episode, you'll have 12 powerful phrases, 5 conversation starters, and a completely new way to think about pressure, mistakes, and the moments that try to pull you out of yourself.
If you've ever frozen in an English conversation, panicked when someone interrupted you, or wished you could stay steady when life gets loud, this one is for you.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. Welcome back to the English Conversation Podcast, your cozy corner of the internet for real English conversations.
If you're new here, this is where we have slow, honest, B2 level conversations to help you sound natural. Not perfect, just natural.
And if you've been here a while, thank you. We see your comments, your shares, the messages you send us, the screenshots people post on Instagram. We see all of it.
And it means more than you probably realize. This channel grew slowly, and every single one of you who stayed, who listened, who came back, you built this with us. Now, the reason today's topic matters so much, to me, I want to tell you something honestly. A few years ago, I used to be the loudest person in every room.
Really?
Genuinely. I thought volume was strength. I thought reacting fast meant being smart. I thought if I didn't push back hard, people would think I was weak. So I argued, I interrupted, I always had the last word.
And how did that work out?
It worked until it didn't. Until one day, someone, calmly, quietly, completely disarmed me in a conversation just by not matching my energy. They didn't fight, they didn't get defensive, they just stayed completely still. And I felt small, not because they shamed me, because I shamed myself with how much energy I had wasted.
That's a hard moment.
And that's the moment I realized I had it completely backwards. Real strength wasn't volume, it was something much quieter.
And honestly, a lot of our viewers are in that exact place right now, trying to figure out what real strength looks like when you're learning to speak a new language, when every mistake feels louder than it actually is, when pressure makes your English disappear.
And that's why today matters, because what we're talking about, quiet confidence, it changes everything. Not just how you speak, how you exist in difficult moments.
So before we dive in, if you want the full transcript, the 12 phrases written out, and the 7-day calm challenge, the free PDF is in the description. Link below.
And tell us in the comments, do you think calm is something people are born with, or is it something life teaches them the hard way? We genuinely want to know. We read every single answer.
Okay, let's begin.
Let's start with the first big misunderstanding. A lot of people see a calm person and think, oh, they're weak, or passive, or just shy.
Why does that happen?
Because calm doesn't announce itself. It doesn't walk into the room saying, look at me, I'm powerful.
Right, it doesn't perform.
Exactly, and loud reactions are easier to notice, so people trust noise before they trust depth.
Noise before depth. That's such a good way to put it.
If someone speaks loudly, reacts quickly, interrupts everyone, shows big emotion, people immediately think, okay, that person has power. But if someone stays calm and composed,
They assume the opposite.
yes, and if someone is composed, they stay steady and in control, especially when things get tense. Which sounds simple until you actually try to do it.
Yeah. Compose at 8 a.m. with a cup of coffee, easy. Compose at 9 p.m. in the middle of an argument with someone you love, very different.
Very different. So calm is hard, but it gets misread.
Misread, when people understand you in the wrong way.
They look at a quiet person and think weak, passive, easy to ignore.
When actually, that person may be doing a huge amount of inner work just to stay grounded. They're not reacting because they've already decided not to.
That's the part people don't see.
Exactly. A calm person can look quiet on the outside, but inside, they may be choosing every single second not to let the moment control them. That choice is invisible, but it's real.
I think of it like a tree with deep roots. From far away, the tree just stands there. It looks ordinary. But when the wind comes, suddenly you understand where the strength was.
That's beautiful. From far away, stillness can look like weakness, but up close, sometimes it's stability.
And honestly, English learners know this feeling too.
Yes, sometimes when you speak English slowly, carefully, calmly, people may think you're less confident. But really, you may just be thinking clearly, choosing your words with care.
Being quiet for a second doesn't mean you're weak in English. Sometimes it means you're being thoughtful, and that's a strength. So calm gets mistaken for weakness. But here's where it gets interesting. Sometimes calm actually makes people nervous.
Yes, because some people are very comfortable when they know how to move you emotionally.
Right. If they know which buttons to push, they feel in control.
Exactly. If they can provoke you, they understand the situation. To provoke someone means to push them emotionally, to try to pull a reaction out of them.
And anger is a familiar reaction. Panic is familiar. Defensiveness is familiar. People know how to handle those things.
But when someone stays calm, suddenly the usual script stops working, and that can make the other person feel unsettled.
Unsettled. When someone feels a little uncomfortable, shaken, unsure. They were expecting one kind of moment, and now they have no idea what to do with the new one.
A difficult day for chaos.
A very difficult day. Chaos was expecting cooperation and got nothing back.
But that really is the point. Calm changes the energy of the room. It takes drama and leaves it standing there by itself with nowhere to go.
It's a bit like someone throwing a ball hard at a wall and suddenly realizing the wall isn't there. All their own energy just keeps going, past them into nothing.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling. And that's why calm can feel so powerful without doing much. It doesn't chase the chaos, it just refuses to feed it.
And that refusal says something,
It says, I see what's happening, and I'm not joining it.
which is deeply confusing for people who expected a fight, a panic, or a performance.
And here's where it gets interesting, because this happens in English too.
Yes, sometimes people expect English learners to panic when they forget a word or make a mistake. They expect you to get embarrassed, apologize 10 times, get smaller.
But when you stay calm, smile, keep going, the whole conversation feels different. The other person almost doesn't know what to do with it.
And that calm can actually make you sound more confident before your English becomes perfect. People remember energy more than they remember words. Let's talk about that inside part, because calm protects something most people don't talk about, your clarity.
Yes, clarity, the ability to see what's really happening and think straight about it.
Pressure makes the mind noisy. It makes everything feel urgent when it isn't.
And then people speak too fast, explain too much, or make decisions they regret 2 minutes later.
Which is why calm matters so much. It helps you stay grounded.
Grounded, centered, stable, not being carried away by emotion.
I always think of pressure like bad weather. When the emotional wind gets strong, it becomes very easy to lose your balance. But if you're grounded, you don't fly away with every feeling.
Exactly. You can still pause, you can still think, you can still notice what actually matters.
And that matters so much because one rushed sentence can create 10 new problems.
Yes, honestly, human beings are amazing at turning one emotional moment into a whole week of inconvenience.
Very true. You react in 5 seconds, you spend 5 days explaining it.
Calm gives your mind a little room before your reaction arrives, and sometimes that little room changes everything.
That's the real value. Calm doesn't remove pressure, but it stops pressure from taking over your thinking.
Exactly. It keeps your mind available to you, not borrowed by the moment.
And for English learners, this point is huge.
Because when you panic while speaking English, you often lose words you already know. Your English didn't disappear, pressure just got there first.
Yes, that word you used yesterday with no problem, suddenly gone. Not because you forgot, because your nervous system is too loud.
So calm protects your clarity in English too. It helps you remember, pause, breathe, and keep going instead of freezing. Which brings us to something even deeper. Calm protects your dignity.
Say more about that.
Because in some moments, the real danger isn't only the situation. It's who you become inside the situation.
Oh, that lands.
There are moments where one bad reaction can make you feel small for days afterwards. Not because of what happened, because of who you were inside it.
And that's where restraint becomes powerful. Restraint, holding yourself back from reacting in a way you'll regret later.
Which can be very hard, especially when you feel embarrassed, hurt, dismissed, or misunderstood.
But if you can hold yourself well in that moment, you keep your dignity.
Dignity. That sense of self-respect you carry even when everything around you is messy.
And I think that's such a beautiful kind of strength.
Because sometimes dignity isn't about winning the argument. It's about leaving the conversation without losing yourself.
That's the kind of line people remember.
And it's true. A loud reaction might feel powerful for 1 minute. Dignity feels better when you think about the moment a week later.
Very true. Future you is usually not impressed by dramatic behavior.
No, future you is tired.
Deeply tired. Future you wishes you had said less.
Always, which is why calm matters. It lets you respond in a way you can still respect later. It protects the version of you that has to remember the moment.
And this matters in English too.
Yes, calm protects your dignity when you make mistakes in conversation. It stops you from over-apologizing for every tiny error or shrinking every time you need a second to think.
Because if you panic every time you make a mistake, the listener panics too. But if you handle the mistake calmly, they don't even notice it.
And that changes how you feel about yourself as a speaker. Not perfect, but still dignified.
But here's something really important we need to say, because if we don't, this whole episode might be misunderstood.
Calm is not the same as emotional shutdown.
Real calm still feels, it still notices, it still cares.
It just doesn't let the emotion take the whole wheel.
And that's very different from suppression.
Right, suppression, pushing emotions down instead of dealing with them honestly, which can look calm on the outside, but inside everything is stacking up in a dangerous little pile.
A terrible emotional storage system.
Very bad architecture.
Extremely, and eventually that pile falls.
It always falls, usually at the worst possible moment over something completely unrelated.
And then there's being numb, which is also not calm.
Numb, feeling emotionally cut off, like you're no longer really connected to what you feel. And that's not calm, that's disconnection.
Calm is presence. Numbness is absence.
That distinction matters so much because people sometimes think calm means never showing pain, never speaking up, never saying, "That hurt me."
But no, real calm can say, "That hurt me," without turning into chaos.
It can still have boundaries. It can still be honest. It can still say no firmly without shouting.
So we are not praising emotional shutdown here. We're talking about emotional steadiness, not emotional disappearance.
Big difference. One protects you. The other slowly erases you.
And English learners need to hear this because speaking calmly in English doesn't mean pretending you're not nervous.
It means you speak even while you're nervous. You don't shut down. You don't disappear. You stay present and keep going.
Which makes me want to ask the obvious question. How do people actually become calm? Are they born this way?
Honestly, most calm people I've met were not born calm at all.
Really?
Most of them were reactive ones, loud ones, defensive ones. Then life happened, and it kept happening, and slowly they became resilient.
Resilient, able to recover, adapt, and keep going after difficulty.
And many of them became seasoned. Seasoned, shaped by experience, made wiser by it. Not because life was easy, because they paid attention to what life kept showing them.
So they used to overreact, and then life taught them what chaos costs.
Exactly. Regret teaches very quickly. So does heartbreak. So does embarrassment. And so does the exhaustion of cleaning up your own reactions again and again and again.
And at some point, people just get tired.
Tired of overreacting, tired of replaying the same emotional storm, tired of giving every difficult moment so much power.
That's such an honest point.
Because eventually, peace starts to look more attractive than performance.
Oof, that's a strong sentence.
And then their calm changes. It doesn't feel fake or forced. It feels earned. It has history in it. It has weather in it.
And they build calm on purpose, through small daily practices, through self-regulation.
Self-regulation. Managing your emotional reactions in a healthy way. Not pretending the feelings don't exist, just choosing how to respond to them.
And it's small things, pausing before replying, breathing before answering, noticing what's happening in your body before it takes over your mouth.
Asking yourself, what does this moment actually need from me? Not just, what do I feel like doing right now?
Because the goal is not to become cold, the goal is to become steady. Steady, emotionally stable and reliable even when things around you feel shaky.
I really love that word, steady. It feels warm, not hard, not frozen, just stable, like a cup of water sitting on a table. The room may shake a little, but the water doesn't spill everywhere.
And honestly, that kind of calm really does win. Not always quickly, but deeply, and often for a very long time.
And that's the real goal in English, too. Not to become perfect overnight. Just to become steady enough that mistakes no longer throw you out of yourself.
Calm English isn't perfect English. It's confident, steady, growing English.
And honestly, that's why calm leaves such a strong impression, because people may forget your exact words, but they always remember the energy you held.
Now, before the word tour, let's give you something very practical. 5 conversation starters you can use when this topic comes up, or when you want to share a thought that feels a little deeper than usual.
These are gentle, thoughtful openings. Use them when you want to sound reflective, not dramatic.
Starter 1, honestly, I've learned that. Use this when you want to share a real lesson from your own life. It sounds open, mature, and earned.
Honestly, I've learned that staying calm is harder than getting angry. Or, honestly, I've learned that the loudest reaction isn't always the strongest one.
It signals I've thought about this. I'm not just repeating something.
Starter 2, there's something to be said for use this when you want to defend a quiet idea. It's gentle but strong.
There's something to be said for staying quiet sometimes. Or there's something to be said for taking a moment before you reply.
It sounds wise, and it's flexible. You can use it in almost any conversation.
Starter 3, what I've noticed is for sharing observations, not opinions. Observations feel less like fighting words.
What I've noticed is that calm people often listen more than they speak. Or what I've noticed is that the strongest people in the room are usually the quietest. It invites the other person to think with you, not against you.
Starter 4, the thing about calm is use this when you want to share a clear, focused thought on a specific topic. You can swap calm for any noun.
The thing about calm is it doesn't need an audience. Or the thing about calm is it costs more than it looks.
It sounds like you're about to say something worth listening to, which makes people lean in.
Starter 5, looking back, I used to. The transformation starter. Use this when you want to share how you've changed.
Looking back, I used to react to everything. Now I try to pause first. Or looking back, I used to think being loud meant being strong. I don't think that anymore.
It's vulnerable and confident at the same time. Hard to do badly.
Let's test them quickly. Sarah, what have you learned about calm?
Honestly, I've learned that calm is not silence, it's choice. Looking back, I used to think staying quiet meant I was losing the conversation. Now I know it sometimes means I'm winning it. The thing about calm is it doesn't shout, but people hear it anyway.
That's 3 starters beautifully used, and every line sounds natural.
Try one this week, just one. In any conversation, in English or in your own language, see how it changes the feel of what you say. And now, the word tour. 12 really useful words from today. Don't try to memorize all of them, just pick 2 or 3 that feel close to your life right now.
The ones that made you think, oh, that's exactly what I was trying to describe.
1. Composed. Composed. Calm, controlled, steady, especially in a difficult situation.
Even when the meeting got tense, she stayed composed. Or he looked composed on the outside, even though he was nervous inside.
Repeat. Composed.
Composed. 2. Misread. Misread when people understand someone or something in the wrong way.
His calm nature was often misread as weakness, or she was quiet, but people misread her silence as fear.
Repeat. Misread.
Misread. 3. Provoke. Provoke. To push someone emotionally, trying to pull a reaction out of them.
He kept making rude comments to provoke her. Or some people try to provoke you because they want to control the mood.
Repeat. Provoke.
Provoke. 4. Unsettled. Unsettled, uncomfortable, shaken, unsure of yourself or of a situation.
His calm response left the other person feeling unsettled. Or she felt unsettled after this strange conversation.
Repeat. Unsettled.
Unsettled. 5. Grounded. Grounded. Emotionally centered. Stable. Not pulled away by every feeling.
She stays grounded even when everyone else is panicking. Or, I feel more grounded after a walk.
Repeat. Grounded.
Grounded.
6. Restraint. Restraint. Holding yourself back from reacting too quickly or too strongly.
His restraint saved the conversation from becoming a fight. Or, it took a lot of restraint not to answer in anger.
Repeat. Restraint.
Restraint.
7. Dignity. Dignity. The sense of self-respect you keep even when things around you are difficult.
She left the meeting with her dignity intact. Or, he handled the criticism with dignity.
Repeat. Dignity.
Dignity.
8. Suppression. Suppression. Pushing feelings down instead of dealing with them honestly. Looks calm, but it isn't.
Suppression may look like peace, but it usually breaks later. Or, years of suppression made it hard for him to express what he felt.
Repeat. Suppression.
Suppression.
9. Numb. Numb. Emotionally disconnected. Not feeling what's happening instead of feeling it calmly.
After too much stress, she felt numb instead of calm. Or, he looked quiet, but inside he just felt numb.
Repeat. Numb.
Numb.
11. Resilient. Resilient. Able to recover, adapt, and keep going after difficulty.
Over time, difficult experiences made her more resilient. Or resilient people still feel pain, but they don't stay broken by it.
Repeat. Resilient.
Resilient.
12. Unbothered. Unbothered. Not affected. Not pulled into something. Calm in a way that almost looks effortless.
She walked past the drama completely unbothered. Or he stayed unbothered even when people tried to provoke him.
Repeat. Unbothered.
Unbothered.
12. Anchored. Anchored. Held firmly in place emotionally, not drifting with every feeling or every situation.
She felt anchored even in the middle of so much change. Or his calm voice made the whole room feel more anchored.
Repeat. Anchored.
Anchored.
These were really beautiful words.
And they all fit this episode because they help you talk about calm in a deeper, more precise way. Not just the calm people see, the calm people build.
And before we wrap up, thank you again for listening to a slower kind of conversation, for showing up to learn English the way it actually exists in real life. Not perfect, just honest.
If you want the full transcript, the 12 phrases, the 5 starters, and the 7-day calm challenge, the free PDF is in the description. Completely free. No email needed.
So, your challenge this week, when the next difficult moment comes, and it will, just pause. Take one breath before you respond. That's it. One breath. See what changes.
And tell us in the comments, were you born calm or did life teach you the hard way? We genuinely love reading your answers. Your small stories make this community feel alive.
And remember, your English doesn't need to be perfect before you share it.
It just needs to be honest. That's always enough.
If you found this episode valuable, hit subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. And share it with someone who needs to hear it today.
Take good care of yourselves.
And take good care of your English. This is Sarah.
And this is Mike, and you've been listening to the English Conversation Podcast.
See you next Monday, same time, same place.
Stay calm, stay grounded. We'll talk soon.